What F1 legends think of Max Verstappen. The world of Formula One has witnessed the rise of many young drivers who grow to become spectacular talents in the sport. In recent years, numerous young drivers have made their mark on the tracks. However, one spectacular driver comes to mind when you think of it. It's none other than Max Verstappen. Since he appeared as the youngest driver on track, he has managed to carve a name for himself in the Formula One Hall of Fame by clinching the 2021 title. With a new season around the corner, here is what F1 legends think of Max Verstappen. But before we begin, what do you think of him? Keep your answer till the end of the video and see if one of these legends could influence whatever you already have in mind. Subscribe and turn on post notifications, and let's go. David Coulthard. After Verstappen's heroic win of the 2021 championship, David Coulthard aired his admiration of the driver and compared him with some other legends. The former driver turned commentator believes Max compared with Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher. Coulthard, who drove for Red Bull between 2005 and 2008, is an open fan of Verstappen and calls him exceptional. He says, "He's an exceptional human, an exceptional athlete. He's brilliant and divisive. Who else do we know that's brilliant and divisive? Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher, to name but a few. So some have been able to do it." In the last race of the season, David Coulthard said, "In fairness to Lewis, he's been able to win an amazing amount of championships in an excellent way. He hasn't had too much controversy. With the might of Mercedes and Lewis, Max has had to come with a different approach, arguably. His approach is, whenever there's a door partially open, he'll go for it. And Lewis has to keep opening up the door because he knows he's coming. And that's got in the psyche of Lewis." Stefan Johansson. The former Formula One driver Stefan Johansson is a fan of Verstappen and has heaped praises on the lad's hard racing style, which he believes eclipses that of Michael Schumacher. While the Dutchman and Lewis Hamilton have battled it out on the tracks, Stefan says, "The issue we have now on track is that Max has taken the Senna playbook and the Schumacher playbook to a whole new level. Generally, there's a good code of conduct between the drivers. Most of the current crop of the new generation of drivers are racing very clean but hard. There have been some great battles this year, but they're not at the front, and therefore it goes unnoticed for the most part. No one cares about the guys in 5th or 6th place." Mario Andretti. Although Mario Andretti might be old, it doesn't stop him from still following Formula One. The motorsport legend enjoyed the title battle between Max and Lewis. He said, "It's finally unpredictable. There's more than one main player. Even Valtteri Bottas is there too if something is going on with Lewis. But let's be honest, Verstappen is always there, and he will be there until the end." When the legend was asked who his favorite for the title was, he responded, "I'd like to see it be Max because he's not a champion yet. From a fan's point of view, you'd like to see someone new become champion. When Max came to Formula One, he showed some very special things right from the start, like that wet race in Brazil. He has always shown things like that. He's a force to be reckoned with no matter where you go. That's the quality of a champion, no matter how you look at it." Alain Prost. Four-time world champion Alain Prost disclosed that he isn't really a fan of comparisons, but nurtured his admiration for the young Dutchman. Prost told the media, "It's difficult to compare. I prefer not to compare different generations, but what he performs personally and with the team is exceptionally good. They will be even more competitive this year. The good thing for him is that he is the first driver. Max is the number one in the team. That is less clear with Ferrari. I think he definitely has a chance." When speaking to motorsport.com, Prost mentioned that Verstappen had a perfect season. "I remember when he started in F1, very often we would say, he has the speed, he has everything, but he maybe does a little too much and makes mistakes because of that. It's normal when you're young. Now he's only getting better, and this year he hasn't made a lot of mistakes. Maybe the one in qualifying in Jeddah, but he was attacking so much, it can happen. He was ready to reach the top. With a world title in your pocket, you drive and think differently. As soon as you win one, the pressure is less. He will know even better when to attack and when to take less risks, and in the end, he will be a better driver." On their championship, Alain Prost said, "Both deserve to be world champion and gave us an incredible show this year. At the end of the day, it's good for Formula One and it's good for Max. I'm very happy for him. For Lewis, it's a bit sad, for sure, especially as it's been the best season in Formula One thanks to Max. This year, you can't choose between Max and Lewis. You have to judge them both. They are equal." Karun Chandhok. Karun Chandhok only spent a little time on the tracks but converted into one of the greatest sports analysts in Formula One. In his column for Sky Sports, Chandhok wrote, "There's no question in my mind Max was a deserving world champion. In 18 of the 19 races he finished, Verstappen was either first or second, which is a remarkable record of consistently superb performances, especially when you consider this was a 24-year-old coping with the pressure of his first World Championship battle. Zandvoort was a particular highlight as it was a home race which was basically put together because of him. I've never been to a race where 99% of the crowd were cheering for one driver. The papers were wall-to-wall with stories about Max, and even the royal family were queuing up to shake his hand. Yet on the two occasions when I happened to be walking to the paddock alongside him, we were casually chatting as if it was the Chinese GP. His phenomenal ability to soak up pressure at such a young age reminds me of MotoGP ace Marc Marquez. When questioned on the young driver's tactics, Chandhok mentioned, yes, his wheel-to-wheel racing was hard, on the edge of fairness, and at Monza and Jeddah he even went over the line. But he has an uncompromising style of racing like Michael Schumacher used to, and the FIA now need to redefine the rules of engagement because clearly, as Brazil and Abu Dhabi showed, there's a lack of clarity around it. Overall, in terms of consistent brilliance, both Lewis and Max reached a benchmark rarely seen in Formula One history, and I look forward to seeing the rivalry renewed in 2022. Max was unlucky to lose the win in Baku, which looked comfortably in the bag until his tyre blew, and also got taken out by Bottas in Budapest. So he really should have wrapped up the title more comfortably, said the former HRT and Lotus driver. The only mistake he really made all year was the qualifying error at the final corner in Jeddah. What do you think about Max Verstappen? Sure, the legends already compare him with Ayrton Senna and Michael Schumacher, but what do you really think of him? Do you feel he has taken the Senna and Schumacher playbook to another level? Remember that Ayrton Senna said, if you no longer go for a gap that exists, then you're no longer a racing driver. Share your answers in the comments section and also like the video and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more content.